Welcome to Family Watch, where we bring you Catholic conversations on marriage, parenting, and family life. Ako si Francis Lee at kasama ko ang aking co-host na si Lennon Ramirez.
Well, maraming salamat, Francis. So here at Family Watch, we believe that the path to the renewal of society and transformation of the church begins in and through the family by strengthening marriages, empowering parents, and bringing families closer to Christ.
Alam nyo, ngayong gabing ito, napakaganda ng ating topic. Kasi, Lennon, nabalitaan mo ba yung topic na to na we will answer the question, kinilig ka na ba? O tapos ka na bang kiligin?
Well,
yes, keep going.
Well, ako, honestly, ayoko muna sagutin yan kasi kilala nila kung sino ang aking iniibig. Pero I will not directly answer that question. Pero napaka-timely kasi ng episode na to because last week, Pope Francis tweeted na today being really original and revolutionary means rebelling against the culture of ephemeral, going beyond shallow instincts and momentary pleasures, and choosing to love with every fiber of your being for the rest of your life.
And tonight, we will answer the questions na in love ka na ba? Paano mo lalaman na natagpuan mo na ang true love mo? How do our young people today determine kung talagang love nila ang isang tao? Natutunan ko na hindi sapat na basis ang kilig because good feelings come and go. Kaya naman, naisipan natin ang episode na ngayon, Love Beyond Kilig. And to help us with our discussion today, we have invited two ladies who have been advocates of the theology of the body. Let me introduce the first one, Lennon. Ang isa sa ating mga guests ay teacher sa isang all-girls school at siya nagtuturo ng mahigit na 15 taon. Siya rin ay isang advocate ng TOB. Kasama ko siya sa grupo namin ng TOB Workshop Facilitators. At siya rin ang nakapagtapos ng master's degree sa online learning.
Well, ang susunod nating guest naman is a team lead for campus recruitment. She is on a recruitment process outsourcing company. And aside from that, she loves charity work, she loves volunteer work, and then of course, she loves other topics din. And of course, TOB. Pero kanina pa natin sinasabi, ano ba tong TOB na to? But how do we tie these two beautiful ladies in front of us muna? Well, they are both founders of the program Beyond Kilig. Let us welcome Guada. Hi, Guada.
And we also welcome Carmela.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so hello to the both of you. So, TOB, ano ba tong TOB na to? Nag-iisip ako ng question kung paano natin to sisimulan. At naisip ko, alam mo tayong apat, alam natin to eh. Nagtuturo tayo ng TOB eh. So, maybe si Guada muna, Ano ba tong TOB na to?
Okay, so TOB, that stands for Theology of the Body. So, it's a compilation of St. John Paul II's teachings nung Pope pa siya, tapos Wednesday audience siya na kinompile. So yung topics na to would be tungkol sa identity, purpose, love, sexuality. Madami siya. Ang daming pwedeng i-unpack dito. So yeah, I think Carmela will be able to explain more about it.
Okay, good evening. So, well, there's so much to say about TOB. We had our group had a crash course nung Sunday, but I think inabot nga yata siya ng 3.5 hours. So, I only have a few seconds for this.
5 hours.
Crash course na yan. So, but theology of the body, siguro I'll take it from the phrase itself, Theo, God, logy, diba? Biology, psychology, study of the body, study of God, of the body. Actually, siguro kaya nakaka-intriga siya eh. Kasi parang pag sinabi nating theology of maraming theology, diba? The Holy Spirit, obviously, God yun, or theology of more the sacraments, ganyan. Pero pag sinabi mong theology of the body, parang hindi mo nako-connect kagad yun eh, body at God. So siguro I'll put it at that. Maybe it's more of a teaser, but that's the beauty of what John Paul II unpacked, in several months of his talks, his Wednesday talks, na pinakita niya na yes, through the body, nandyan si God. Nakikita natin dyan si God.
And well, I guess matatahi din natin to na hindi siya madaling subject, no? And it's really, well, for me, no, my take on it is it's not really just a subject that you take or a course that you take. That's good to know. It's actually a lifestyle, no, na ginagawa natin sa buhay natin, ina-apply natin siya. No, it's just not, hindi siya okay, good. No, talagang ganto ginagawa ko kasi ganto. Ayan, may why, hindi lang puro what. No?
Alam mo, Lennon, may
So-
kwento ko siyang Lennon. When I first took TOB kay Father Joel Hason, sabi, alam mo, after ng klase na yon, it was a 2-day workshop, no? Sabi ko, I have to find the true one for me. Hindi ako nag-umpisa I really have to find the right one. At dahil ngayon ang topic natin, true love, maybe we have to ask that question now, Lennon, no? Ano ba ang pagmamahal? Ano ba ang tunay na pagmamahal? Anyone, Carmela or Guada?
Well, yung pinaka-basic description nun is wanting the good of the other. Oo, pero minsan, 'di ba, love, pagmamahal, ang daming meanings nun. Overused na nga yung word na yun, 'di ba? Parang gusto mo lang sabihin, okay, I love this food. I love this, I love that, I love this object, I love this thing. So, minsan, di na natin alam kung paano nga ba yung magmahal ng isang tao, paano nga ba magmahal ng Diyos, ganon. So, yeah. Pero yun yung basic na description.
How about you, Carmela? What is love for you?
Love, siguro, let's categorize it even more, no, as we like using this authentic love. No? Kasi sabi nga ni Guada, actually, we can use the word love, no, for many things, no? And maybe we can relate it to, you mentioned kanina yung kilig, no? Because later we'll explain a bit more about Beyond Kilig, which is one of the groups we have formed, no? So, but love is beyond kilig, actually. No, meaning, it's part of it na may attraction, may siguro may sensations, may ano. Pero minsan kasi, akala natin hanggang dun lang na you know, there's this issue of divorce now. I can digress, but I'll mention it briefly. You know, it's one of the issues now in divorce, for example. Sabihin nila, wala na eh, out of love na, wala nang love. Pero hindi eh, beyond yan sa feeling lang, beyond yan sa kilig. There's love is way greater. Love is actually God. Love is God. Love is God. Love is how God loves. Love is our identity. In fact, when God created us, He created us in His image. And if we're saying we are in His image, who is God? God is love. So it's a play of words, but at the same time, I think it's a radical truth that will take time to sink in, that we were made for love. Love is our identity, and it is God. So, yeah, I that's how I look at it.
Yeah, just to add to
Yes.
that, parang,
Go ahead.
sorry, parang yun yung calling natin, no? Na we're called to love, because kung si God mismo, parang He is love. He loves us. So parang tayo din, yun rin yung
So
calling.
siguro, let's dive deep into that. No? Anong ibig sabihin, para sa mga viewers natin ngayon, no? Anong ibig sabihin ng called to love? Sino ang tumatawag in the first place?
Pero dalawa kasi yun, di ba? Parang love, hindi man siya pwedeng one-sided. Kailangan siyang mutual. Kaya give and take rin siya. Parang both you're a lover, but you're also at the same time the beloved. So yun. So I think
meron tayo, go ahead.
I think masyadong deep na kung i-relate natin yun yung kay God, diba? Trinity, 3 persons. So,
that's true, no?
Exchange siya of love.
So, merong nagmamahal at merong minamahal. Ang galing, no? So, siguro, I'll throw this next question to Carmela na. No? So, ano naman ang mga misconceptions sa pagmamahal? Kasi nasabi mo nga, no, na hindi lang yan kilig. Ano pa ba ang mga misconceptions sa pagmamahal?
Well, we have to put in also the idea of sexuality, no? That intimacy, that physical intimacy, no? Of the persons, of two persons, no? So, I think there's also a misconception there na how sex is used, for example. I mean, we have to admit it, out there, it's misused, and some people think, do you love me? You do this with me, no? So, but again, it's really beyond just the saying that sexuality, of course, is beautiful, no? Parang Pero I think that's one area of misconception. Maraming issues na nandyan. Diba? So, yung sa feelings, and then yung physical intimacy, no? Kailangan i-clarify din yung maraming bagay dyan. Well, we do talk about that in our course, no? Does this sound some marketing? Pero habang usapan kasi yan. But I think we understand when we see na yung medyo nagkakagulo-gulo ngayon yung society dahil dyan eh. No?
Tama.
Sa ating mga Pilipino, Lennon, no? Bakit gano'n? Diba yung love kasi is parang mabigat na term eh. Di ba pagmamahal? Pero sa atin, may mga stages na una kinikilig ka. Bakit pa tayo kinikilig?
In the first place.
Bakit tayo kinikilig in the first place? No? Ano bang meron din sa kilig na yun? Guada?
Well, first one, diba, ang ibig sabihin ng kilig sa English is romantic excitement. So, yun, nagre-relate yun sa attraction. So, yun yung pinakauna. Dahil kasi, diba, parang tayo, parang natural na alam natin kung ano yung maganda. We're attracted to good and nice things. Kaya, yun, pati yung sa tao na kapag type natin, yun naman talaga yung una, kinikilig. Or minsan, di rin sa tao, pero kapag may bagay na, let's say, hindi natin na-expect, yun, kikiligin ka dahil kasi, yun, you're able to obtain it.
Right. So siguro sa kilig, let's move on to Beyond Kilig. So I wanted to ask, yes, no. So kasi kanina pa mini-mention ni Carmela ito eh, no. So gusto ko na rin malaman, ano ba tong Beyond Kilig na programa niyo?
Okay, maybe we can tell, it's more of a story and how we didn't really see it coming actually. I guess last year, Guada and I didn't really think we would have something like this, no? Come to think of it, 2020 lang to nangyari. So siguro, Guada, we can start noong January when we thought of...
Okay. So,
yeah.
well, nagsimula siya nung, yun, I learned Theology of the Body just last year online. Tapos, naisip ko na parang, okay, itong teachings na to, kasi nag-attend ako ng crash course, yung teaser na yon. So, parang naisip ko, I think, kailangan maraming matuto nito, itong teachings na to. So, yun, nag-contact ko si Carmela to ask her if she could teach us na magkaroon ng Train the Trainers course. And then, me and my classmates, yun, sobrang na-in-love kami sa teachings na yun ng Theology of the Body. Na, ay, may ganito pala teachings yung Catholic Church, no? Ba't di ko to alam? Or ba't dito tinuruan sa amin noon, nag-aaral pa ako nung bata pa ako? So, parang sobrang questionable. So, yun, so eventually sobrang inspired kami. Naisip namin, instead of just having another course on Theology of the Body, sige, lagay natin siya sa social media para mas malawak pa yung reach natin. I-promote natin to. And syempre, we want something Pinoy. Theology of the Body, magigets ba yun ng tao? Hindi. Kasi parang, it's parang ang lalim. Ano ba yun? Theology of the Body. Magigets, diba? So gusto namin, naisip namin, ano ba yung reachable sa mga tao? So naisip namin, yun, Beyond Kilig. Dahil kasi, sobrang Pinoy yun eh. Mahilig tayo sa kilig. Mahilig tayo sa mga K-drama, ganon. So, yun, to put yung aspect ng theology to it, kaya Beyond. So, something na we just wanted more than just the kilig, which is, yun,
kumbaga, nagtatranscend pa ng kilig. Which is, I guess, yung sinasabi ni Carmela na authentic love. But go ahead.
So, parang mga synonyms lang naman yun eh. Yung authentic love, tapos real love, tapos ngayon, dinagdag namin Beyond Kilig para at least easily understood ng mga tao.
Saka it wasn't so long ago. Diba? It actually wasn't so long ago. It was just this March. So what surprised us, so the core group, yung core group from last year's batch ng course kami, from there, March, we put up the Facebook group. Our very first post was actually on St. Joseph.
March 19.
I think, around March 19 yun eh. So, ang nakakatuwa pa nun, dun sa Viber group namin, parang may nagsabi, uy, post tayo kay St. Joseph. Wala pa kaming formal post nun. And then everyone was contributing to the design, to the hashtag, and then we ended up with a hashtag Sana All My St. Joseph. No? Tapos, we were so surprised that it reached like 200 plus
Plus
shares.
shares.
That was our
Wow.
very, very first post.
30K.
200 plus shares, 200 something likes, I forget now, no? But nagulat kami na, oh wow, wait, and I think that, and then we were reaching followers by the hundreds within that month of March. And for us, I think it was parang a sign na, guys, go.
At saka diba? Parang si Saint Joseph, parang he embodies that rin kasi eh.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes.
ask that. Sige, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Bakit Saint Joseph?
Parang siya parang TOB man talaga siya. Dahil kasi, syempre, the way he loved Our Lady, it was very pure. So, yun rin yung gusto namin i-promote sa Beyond Kilig. So, ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng pure love? So, what does it mean to live purity? Dahil kasi, or purity of heart. Minsan kasi naiisip lang nito ng tao, okay, chastity, abstinence, no sex. Yun lang yung naiisip nila, pero mas malalim pa yun eh.
Yes.
Yun. Sa
That's
puso
true.
yun.
That's true.
Yung teachings na to ng Theology of the Body ng Beyond Kilig, it's more parang mapapa-reflect ka ano ba yung mga nasa puso ko, ano ba yung mga desires ko, ano ba yung mga attractions ko, lahat mo parang i-dig deep mo yun eh, i-reflect mo yun eh. So parang sino ka ba bilang tao? So,
exactly. No, I was gonna galing because Guada is really answering the questions before I ask them. No? Kasi ang sasabihin ko sana, so you really get to know yourself with this course, no? Natututunan mo talaga sarili mo. Well, I guess on my perspective, tataas pa ang tingin mo sa ibang tao at that's a good thing. That's a very
Mataas
what
bang
are your
standard
thoughts
nun, Lennon? Pag ganun, mataas bang standard mo rin sa sarili mo sa ibang tao? No?
Well, I mean, what I meant by that kasi is I know my worth. I know your worth.
Correct,
no?
correct.
Let's strive for the best that we can be. With theology of the body. Because like what I said nga nung simula, it's an application to my life. It's a lifestyle now.
Yeah.
No? Go ahead, Francis.
Correct. Itong Beyond Kilig na to, well, sabi niyo March nag-upisa, no, ganyan, no. Sino yung target audience nito? At saka anong klase ng commitment ang kailangan sa audience nitong programang ito?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, baka narrow down muna tayo sa course, no? Kasi yun yung flagship namin, yung Theology of the Body course. Ang pangalan nito is Love Rediscovered. So, yun, tong course na to, para siya sa mga young adults. So, more of young professionals. Actually, kahit, I think, college students, pwede rin naman, no? Basta those na, yun, may certain level of understanding na, parang, yun, ready to know more about themselves, yung self-knowledge. Ready sila with that. And then, more on young professionals yung target namin. But of course, pwede rin naman yung mga not just college students or pwede rin yung mga recently married or whatsoever. Actually, TOB naman kasi it's for any age, no? But syempre, Beyond Kilig, I think mas attractive siya sa mga youth.
Yeah. And then
offer din ba sa mga parishes, do you invite parishioners, mga young people in the parish? Kasama rin ba sila sa target or hindi masyado?
Yes, kasama sa target market, no? Pero syempre, kailangan namin improving efforts namin in marketing or activities. And yun, open na naman kami sa mga invitations and talks.
So I guess, go ahead, Carmela.
Sorry. We're also hoping kasi na from whoever group we train, sila din yung, kumbaga, like the ripple effect. They will be the ones to maybe be invited in their own parishes or like for example, what's so nice now, so after nung training namin last year, the ones who are doing now the crash course, actually hindi na ako kasama doon. So yung mga nakatapos na nung course last year, they're the ones who did the most recent crash course. And then yun, there were younger students who participated and they appreciated it a lot. So the idea then is medyo ripple effect type once you understand the basics of it.
Ang galing because it really, you can see the effect siguro neto in the long run and it's a very good effect, no? Pero siguro since mataas yung target or malawak no yung market natin, siguro importanteng question is may bayad ba to?
Yung sa course mismo, donation. Pero syempre, may mga free naman. Gaya ng live show. Yung live show live show namin, yun, libre yun. At saka, syempre, yun, may mga emails rin kaming sinesend out. Tapos, hopefully, magkaroon rin kami ng mga webinars na libre rin yun. Pero, syempre, kapag yung course na kailangan mo ng commitment ng 10 sessions, yun yung may donation fee. So,
Yes.
sa kakayahan.
Yes. So when you talk about these live shows, now what happens in these live shows?
Okay. So, yung mga live shows na to, yung aim namin is para gawin simple yung teachings ng Theology of the Body in a way na practical siya. At saka yung, parang, paano mo siya i-live out yung, for example, sa relationships mo, whether that's with your family, with your special someone. So, more of that. So, paano siya i-live out? So, bali yung mga teachings, yung basis niya, TOB principles, pero yung mga topics namin, more on yung very relatable, yung ano yung mga, not just yung uso ngayon, pero malawak yung range. So, pwede siya tungkol sa relationships, pwede rin siya tungkol sa yung mga issues natin ngayon.
So yung love test.
Ako. Aside from the live shows, aside from the lectures, meron ba tong quote-unquote mentoring or coaching, parang how to actually develop yourself better, maliban dun sa lecture, then probably finding the right one?
Takot naman yun sa shows namin eh. Yung mga ganon. Pero yung mentoring, ewan ko, baka sa future, we'll see. Pero yung direction namin is hopefully magkaroon rin kami ng community in the future. Oo. And then yung mentoring, more yung mga nasa course mismo. Kasi let's say ngayon, 50 participants sila ngayon, no? Yung sa course na to.
50, that's a lot, 50.
And then hopefully meron kaming video project. Yun yung end. Tapos yun, hopefully magkaroon rin ng group mentoring doon. So, yun yung plan ngayon.
So parang ano siya, parang peer-to-peer mentoring, something like that.
Well, more of group mentoring ngayon for the video project.
There are some other programs probably also in the Philippines similar to this. But how is Beyond Kilig different, for example, from True Love Waits or from Pure Love Movement? I'm just curious question, no? Yeah.
I think we're a little more deliberate in making it Filipino. Because one thing that I'm really grateful for Guada for pushing it is nung mga unang meeting namin, may Google Sheet talaga kami na talagang sinusundan talaga namin yung mission, vision na, di ba, yung tagline natin at saka yung purpose. Ano ba tong Beyond Kilig na to? Kasi nga, ang laki din ng sakop eh. No? But I remember how we were very clear about, first we'd like to educate. That's really the goal, to spread the theology of the body, to educate, to give courses. No, more than the social media, it's really the course and the spreading it. And then another thing there is to really target for Filipinos, because ang dami ng magandang material actually abroad, no, Western. I mean, I think you're very familiar. But if you Google and search for TOB Pinoy or Theology of the Body, wala eh. So I think we're trying our best to make it more Filipino. We're trying to come up with taglines, yung mga hashtag sana all, ano.
Yes,
so
yes.
maybe that's one, because maybe that's one area. But otherwise, TOB is TOB, and I think it's anyone, hopefully more, really share it and advocate for it.
Yeah, I think at the end of it, no, yung real love, etc., it all boils down to the speeches that Pope John Paul II or Saint John Paul II. You get it. I'm sorry. Yeah, pero siguro another question is that paano makakatulong ang Beyond Kilig sa mga magulang, no, mga educators who may be watching this episode right now?
Okay, sige. I think more of gusto lang makita yung approach. Well, syempre no, hindi pa namin na-disclose lahat to kasi syempre kailangan mo daanan yung course, or if not, makita yung live shows or whatsoever, para lang makita yung paano siya parang maging attractive sa youth. Dahil kasi minsan yung dating kapag sobrang classroom-based or ano ba natin sabihin, parang lecture type siya, yung hindi masyadong interactive or if it's not sobrang practical kung paano mo ba siyang maisa sa buhay, then baka hindi yun mag-stick or if not, hindi makakapag-reflect yung tao kung paano mo ba to mailalagay sa buhay mo. Paano mo siya ma-practice? Oo. Or if not, paano mo siya, how do you say this? Like, paano mo siya sasabihin sa mga tao kung kung meron kang mga kaibigan na may mga problema or whatsoever. Kasi 'di ba, yung mga usapang love and relationships, let's say, yun yung hot topic 'di ba minsan ng mga kaibigan mo. So, ano yung advice na masasabi mo? Parang ganun. Something more relatable.
Na-excite tuloy ako kasi alam mo madalas sa mga college students pati high school ang mga guidance counselor ako no, normally narinig ko, sir, parang hindi yata niya ako type eh. Sir, siya na ba talaga? Maybe this is a good opportunity na to advertise no na maybe there is beyond really beyond kilig no. Ngayon Guada and Carmela, curious question lang. May success story na ba itong Beyond Kilig? Like may nagkatagpo na ba dahil dito? May pero well, March pa lang no.
My gosh.
I think meron. Lahat kay God.
Yun yung I think guarantee naman. Hopefully, yun yung goal.
Yes.
Pero with that, baka later on namin yung malalaman. We need to spread the word.
Siguro, isa pang question na since napakalawak nga talaga ng market natin. Sorry, wala to sa questions na prepare namin. Pero pwede ba to sa mga market na hindi Katoliko?
I've given some Theology of the Body talks to non-Catholics. I think ang basic lang na kailangan nilang we're not strict in Beyond Kilig actually. Wala namang kaming category kung pwede or hindi. But my own personal experience, I've given workshops to non-Catholics. And I think two things lang that they have to believe in, the existence of God and the Bible. So, basic scriptures, kasi very based siya on scripture.
That's true.
At saka, a belief in God at least. Pero I think otherwise, any religion.
Ngayon, halimbawa, pag may interesadong tao na gusto sumali sa Beyond Kilig, how do they contact you now? How will they get in touch with you?
Okay, so yun, meron kaming FB page, then Instagram, so they can always message us. Then, tapos nandun din yung mga programs namin or activities, so doon kami nagpo-post.
Anong Facebook page to?
Yun, search nyo lang Beyond Kilig, tapos makikita nyo na. Kasi I think kami lang ata yung Beyond Kilig doon. So makikita nyo na yun,
Okay, so that's Facebook and Beyond Kilig. No, you can message them anytime you want. And for sure may magre-reply yan. Magulat kayo si Guada pala nagre-reply yan.
Correct. But Lennon, we have to wrap things up and
yeah, that's true.
Yes, and we'd like to thank both of our guests, Guada and Carmela. So in paragraph 81 of Christus Vivit, Pope Francis left a message for young people that parents, mentors, and educators should know. Lennon, would you like to read this as our parting message?
Of course, no. Okay, so Pope Francis said that young people are aware that the body and sexuality have an essential importance for their lives and for their process of growth in identity. Yet, in a world that constantly exalts sexually, maintaining a healthy relationship with one's body and a serene, effective life is not easy. Young people also express an explicit desire to discuss questions concerning the difference between male and the female identity, reciprocity between men and women, and of course, homosexuality.
And for our audience, if you got this far, thank you very much for watching. Kung nagustuhan ninyo ang video na ito, please give us a thumbs up. For comments on how we can improve or suggestions on what topics you would like us to cover, please type them in the comment box below. Please know that we read all your comments. Now see you next week.